Here are my top tips for throwing a barbecue on a budget. Let's get into it. My number one tip is to just have one main dish. So, for example, that would be shredded pork, hamburgers or hot dogs. Actually, I like to do hamburgers and hot dogs. Carne asada, chicken. If you're on a really tight budget, hamburgers and hot dogs will be the way to go. And everybody loves hamburgers and hot dogs. If you have a little bit more to spend, you can always do hamburgers, hot dogs, and carne asada. Or just get a bunch of carne asada. Carne asada, chicken, that's going to cost a lot more than just doing hamburgers and hot dogs. So not necessarily. So if you buy like chicken and marinate it yourself, that'll be a cost-efficient way to have a barbecue. But in general, I would generally recommend just sticking to one main thing. Hamburgers and hot dogs are always a good way to go. I recommend, though, that you make sure you have at least one hamburger per person and one hot dog per person, or enough meat to cover everybody. So say you're having 40 people, make sure you have at least 50 pieces of meat. Second, when you're feeding a crowd, I would recommend doing only 1 to 2 things homemade. The rest you could buy store-bought. So for example, my last barbecue, we bought the hamburgers, hot dogs, buns, all that stuff. Store-bought, I also bought fruit. I bought Bush's baked beans. I bought that from a can. But I homemade potato salad, corn salad, and the cake. You don't have to make the cake. It just was a special occasion for me. But so just do 2 or 3 things homemade. Otherwise, it's overwhelming, and it genuinely doesn't matter if everything's homemade. It's kind of like Thanksgiving. As long as you have like one thing homemade, that's how I kind of see it. I'll homemade, the stuffing. Well, no, that's a lie. I like Stouffer's, but I'll homemade the mac and cheese, but I really want Stouffer's stuffing. So 1 or 2 things homemade, and it won't be so overwhelming. That way you could make the potato salad the day of, or the corn salad the day of. Everything else you could prep before and just bring it to wherever you're barbecuing and set up and cook while you're there. So my next tip is to just choose 2 to 3 sides. So for me, I like to do potato salad or pasta salad. The reason is it's very inexpensive to make. It's super good. Most people like it. You could add things to it or just leave it simple. So you could just do a potato salad with celery. You need some kind of crunch in a potato salad. That's my opinion. So I just bought a bag of potatoes, celery, throw in some mayo, mustard, salt, pepper, call it a day. Most people liked it. And those who don't, I mean, there's no way with a group of 40 that you're going to make something that everybody likes. So as long as you make something that people like, you're good to go. Pasta salad's the same. You could buy 2 to 4 pounds of pasta and make pasta salad. Also, you could do elote corn salad. You could do Italian pasta salad. There's so many different things that you could do as a side, but just do 2 or 3. That way it's not overwhelming and you don't have a ton of food left over. 4 is have a fruit. I recommend just getting a giant watermelon and cutting that up into small cubes. You could get 2 cantaloupes, cut those up into small cubes. You could get 2 pineapple, cut those up into small cubes, or you could get watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple, put it all in one little pan. It's good to have fruit as a side so that those who maybe come and are vegetarian and you didn't have any veggie burgers or something for them, they have that. But also it's just a really fresh side dish. So I just love to have fruit, and it's really inexpensive. So if I'm serving a crowd, having a giant bowl of fruit really helps me not have to spend money on tons of other sides. And bonus points if it's cold. I love cold fruit. Number 5 is always have a bag of chips, or 2. I got the one from Costco. So if you don't have a Costco membership, just get 2 small ones from Walmart or wherever you shop. So there's 2 reasons chips are good. 1, if the food is delayed, nobody's famished. You could just say, hey guys, eat some chips. And as they come, if you're busy and you're not able to have everybody help you, because it can get really overwhelming when like 10 people are trying to help, you can always just direct them to eat the chips. Like, hey, I'm good right now, but do you guys want some chips? Get a drink, enjoy. And if you're fearful that you don't have enough food, chips will help fill people up. So I recommend when you're putting it out on the table, you do your protein, maybe your sides, do your fruit salad, your chips, and then if there's something that has just a small amount, do that at the end so that they fill their plate with chips and that sort of thing. So plus chips are just, everybody loves them. We could debate like, are they that healthy? But at the end of the day, it's just one day and it's one barbecue and it's one meal that day. So it doesn't mean like not every meal has to be totally healthy with every food group. I don't know. That's how I do it, 80-20. But everybody tends to love them. Number 6 is have at least one dessert. So I recommend cupcakes. If you know how to make them yourself, make them. It's way cheaper in my opinion to buy all the ingredients and make it. But I also have them on hand. So I don't have to go out and buy everything, flour, baking soda, baking powder, cocoa powder. So if you're starting from scratch and you have the budget to go build your pantry, go for it. If not, just buy from Walmart or wherever. Costco has some good ones. Walmart has some good ones. So I like to do cupcakes because people can just grab them. Okay, so this is what your menu would be. You choose one protein. So to me, one protein would be hamburgers and hot dogs. That's considered one. Or you could do shredded pork in a crock pot. Or you could do carne asada. Or you could do chicken. Choose one of those. You don't need all of them. Just choose one. So let's say you chose hamburgers and hot dogs. You'll also get everything that goes with that, which is buns. You can get cheese to go with that as well if you can afford it. Don't worry if you can't. Nobody's going to be sad that they don't have cheese on their hamburger. If they are, then that's their own problem. So get everything to go with that. Ketchup, mustard, relish, buns, lettuce, and tomato. You don't need to go overboard with the toppings or do anything special. The joy of a barbecue is just getting together and eating with people. So that would be your protein. Then you choose your 2 sides. For me, potato salad and elote corn. And I could make 4 pounds of elote corn for like $15. No, yeah, $15. I can make a potato salad for maybe $8 to $10. So there's my 2 sides. And then make sure you get a fruit. So whether that's one giant watermelon chopped up small, or it is a small watermelon, cantaloupe, and a pineapple added together. So one fruit. You could do a vegetable like cutting up your zucchini or just getting 2 big bags of salad. But I genuinely don't care about veggies at a barbecue. It's not my priority. I don't care. But you could also do that. So you have your protein, your 2 sides, your 1 fruit, your bag or 2 of chips. If you go to Costco, get 1 bag of chips. That's fine. I got their giant Doritos and there was, there's a lot left over. So it was way more than we needed. So you get your 2 bags of chips and then a dessert. So whether that is cupcakes from Walmart or you can get cookies from Costco, whatever. So it's a pretty solid menu. Everybody will have something. Here's my bonus tip. If you know somebody's coming and they don't like hamburgers and hot dogs, and that's what you choose to serve, I would recommend having sandwiches. So I would go to Walmart and get their like $1 loaf of bread. Get like 5 French breads. You're just going to, so buy 5 French breads, maybe 2 to 3 packs of cheap lunch meat, 2 to 3 packs of good quality cheese, and then cut it open, put mayonnaise, mustard, meat, and cheese, and then cut that into little pieces. And so you can have that on the table. That'll help to bulk up people's plate and also to cater to those who maybe don't like hamburgers, hot dogs, or whatever it is, whatever protein you made. You could also do just cheese sandwiches for 1 or 2 for those who are vegetarian or have a meat aversion or something. So that's one of my biggest tips is to have sandwiches that you buy yourself. If you buy the ingredients, it's like maybe $15. If you go buy that same amount of sandwiches at Subway, you're looking at $45, $50, $60. So don't waste your time on going to Subway. It's just a nice thing to bulk it up. If you want to make potato salad or elote corn salad for your barbecue, check out the other videos on my channel. Bye for now.